Hello, football fans, and welcome to another edition of the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and on mybasin.com. A great matchup coming at you tonight from Crosspoint Christian School as the Warriors of Crosspoint Christian get set to take on the Warriors of North Douglas High School. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined always by Todd Andrus. We've got a pair of top five teams going at it, a pair of undefeated teams going at it tonight. Todd, underneath the Friday night lights, it doesn't get much better than this.
No, if you can't get excited about this game, you're not human. Trust me. And I was losing sleep last night myself.
Yeah,
and I'm just watching and reporting on it.
Yeah, we've been talking about this one for quite some time now. Very, very excited for this matchup. And as we get ready for it, also has some pretty big importance for the Special District 1 in the 1A 8-man classification. Again, both these teams undefeated, Crosspoint Christian and North Douglas, each 6-0 in league play, 7-0 overall. We're talking about top defenses in the state, top offenses in the state, stars on both sides of the football, and it's certainly shaping up to be a good one. And so far, quite the good crowd here at Crosspoint Christian.
Yeah, and North Douglas traveled pretty well for this one.
Yeah, North Douglas from Drain, Oregon. If you're unfamiliar, they're about 35 miles north of Roseburg in Douglas County, and coming to us here in the Klamath Basin tonight for some Friday night football. Coming up in just a bit, we're going to take a full look at the Special District 1 standings, tell you how these teams have fared through the first 7 weeks of the football season. We'll talk about those stars I mentioned on both sides of the football. We'll also find out what else is happening in the Klamath Basin on a Friday night, and of course get you ready for kickoff with starting lineups and the coin toss coming at you a little bit later on. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 92.9 and 1150 KAGO with free live video on mybasin.com.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
Josh Eldridge and Todd Andrus back with you for the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO and on mybasin.com. About 10 minutes away from kickoff between the North Douglas Warriors and the Crosspoint Christian Warriors, two of the top teams in Special District 1 when it comes to 1A 8-man football. Crosspoint Christian, North Douglas tied for that top spot, both 6-0 in league play and 7-0 overall. Camas Valley is behind them in the standings right now. They're 4-2 in league play, followed by Mohawk. They're also 4-2. Yoncalla is 3-4. We saw them last week in the game against Chiloquin. Riddle is between Yoncalla and Chiloquin right now. They're 2-4. The Panthers are 1-5. Glendale is also 1-5. Prospect is 1-6. So looking at that, and with just a couple more games left on the schedule, each of these teams has one more game after tonight. This is the de facto league championship game for Special District 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, it doesn't get much better than this tonight. 2 7-0 teams, great offenses, great defenses for the league. We should have a good one tonight.
Yeah, looking at the macro for both of these teams, North Douglas is the number 1 offense in the state at the 1A 8-man level. They've scored 542 points this season. They have put 80 points up on their opponents on 4 occasions, including 90 points against Riddle. That was back on September 26th. In terms of defense, North Douglas is, I believe, 4th in the state of Oregon at the 1A 8-man level. They've only given up 131 points this season. The most they've given up was against Country Christian, 38 points there. Their slimmest margin of victory this season was against Camas Valley when they won by 28 points. This team has not really had a close game all season. They have come out and just dominated their opponents this year.
I suspect they're going to be tested tonight, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Crosspoint Christian, you look at them on the other hand, 320 points scored. That is the second most in the league. 124 points allowed. That is the best in the league. And Crosspoint Christian has run up the score on a couple of opponents as well. We talked about the 90-point performance for North Douglas against Riddle. Well, Crosspoint Christian scored 62 on those guys. They've scored 40 points in every other game this season except for one against Camas Valley. That was a 10-point victory for the Warriors back on September 13th. So they have been tested a little bit already this season with a close game against another team that's also in the top 10 in the state. They beat Dufur to start the year. That team was ranked ahead of them to start the season. So Crosspoint Christian knows what it's like to play in a big game this year.
Yeah, and coming in with that experience is going to help them tonight. North Douglas hasn't been tested yet as a team. And like I said earlier, I think Crosspoint is ready to test these kids.
Looking at some of the micro stats for each of these teams, the guy you're going to want to look out for on the field for North Douglas, number 4, Hunter Vaughn. This guy is, doing some research about him. He is one of the best running backs in the state of Oregon, no matter what classification. Last year, an all-state selection, rushed for over 1,300 yards the whole season. This year, he's already surpassed that total. He's got over 1,500 yards. That is second most in the entire state of Oregon. He's only 34 yards off the pace. That's up against 5A Craters running back. He's the only junior in the top 5 in the state as a rusher. He's got the most kick return yards in Oregon, and on the defensive side as well, he's got the most sacks in the state of Oregon as well.
Yeah, when he was born with a name like Hunter Vaughn,
yeah,
he was born a football player, and he definitely is one. But I will assure you, Crosspoint has a target on him all night. They're going to know where he is at all times and going to be focusing on him. Their offense runs through Hunter Vaughn.
Yeah, he's their running back. Like we've said, you take a look at the numbers for their quarterback. They've only thrown 17 times all season. Now, Jaden Montgomery has completed 12 of those passes, 7 of them for touchdowns, no interceptions. But, I mean, you can just tell just by those numbers, this is a team that's going to keep it on the ground tonight.
Yeah, and I think if you look at it's not wet, but the field is a little damp. You got that little dew from the weather, and keeping it on the ground is going to be a wise choice for both teams tonight.
Looking at Crosspoint's side, they've got a dual-threat quarterback, Cody Sparks, over 1,000-yard passing this season, almost 20 touchdowns on the year compared to 1 interception. He's also gotten it done on the ground, 177 rushing yards, hasn't been the number 1 option, but he does have 3 scores. In the backfield with him is going to be Chris Kelly. He's got 6 touchdowns, over 500 yards this season. Junior Gonzalez is 1 away from 600 yards on the season. He's got 7 scores as well. And Trayton Johnson is the number 1 option through the air. He has caught 15 of the 19 touchdowns thrown by Cody Sparks this season, and he's up over 700 yards receiving this year. So you've got a team with North Douglas who their offense runs through one guy, Hunter Vaughn, and then you look at Crosspoint, they spread it out a little bit, a more balanced approach to the offense.
Much better balance and can attack you from different angles. And I would want to come in with more options than just the single option that North Douglas is running right now.
Certainly. We're just about 5 minutes away from kickoff. Our pregame show continues next. We'll tell you what else is happening in the Klamath Basin. There is 6 other games going on tonight. We'll tell you about each of them in just a bit. We'll also get ready for the coin toss and starting lineups in just a few minutes. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and on Basin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Just a couple of minutes before kickoff tonight between North Douglas and Crosspoint. Not the only game happening for Klamath Basin football teams tonight, though. Want to remind you can watch Henley's game against Marshfield on mybasin.com as well. They should be kicking off in just a couple of minutes. We'll try to get score updates as we continue tonight's broadcast as well. Mazama is at home tonight. They're taking on North Bend. Lost River over the hill in the Rogue Valley taking on Rogue River tonight. Bonanza is at home hosting a 1A team. The defending state runner-up Crane is in Bonanza this evening. Chiloquin on the road against Prospect. Tule Lake is on the road against Chester this evening. And Klamath Union, the one team that we didn't mention, does not have a game tonight. Their scheduled opponent, St. Mary's, forfeited the season a couple of weeks ago. So the Pelicans without an opponent tonight. I do know they're doing some kind of showcase tournament up at Modoc Field, but no game for the Pels this week. And again, just a couple of short minutes away from kickoff here at Crosspoint Christian School. We'll be back. We'll tell you who's getting the ball to start. We'll introduce you to the teams coming up on the other side as we get ready for kickoff. The Geno's Cafe Game of the Week.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Right now at Les Schwab.
And we welcome you back to the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO and on mybasin.com. Crosspoint Christian won the coin toss. They have elected to receive. You'll see them on your screen on mybasin.com in the teal tops. And North Douglas, our visitors tonight, in their white tops with the gray pants and the navy numbers across their backs. And Todd, you and I were talking likely going to see an onside kick here from North Douglas. We'll see. And there it is. That's going to bounce about 15 yards up, and the Warriors will fall on it. So they will get possession here. I believe falling on that one for Crosspoint was Roy Lundberg. And the Warriors of Crosspoint Christian School take over on their own 41.
Yeah, smart play to just jump on that ball and not try to do anything with it. Important to start off the game with that offensive possession.
Crosspoint Christian again led out onto the field by their quarterback, Cody Sparks. Jim Johnston, their head coach, in his second season, in his second stint with Crosspoint Christian. 12-15 at this school, 89-43 for his career. Looks like he's got Junior Gonzalez in the backfield with him. First play from scrimmage draws a whistle, and pardon me, that was Chris Kelly at the running back position, but we're going to have a stoppage of play before we really even get started tonight.
Yeah, a little nerves. I mean, this is a big game. That doesn't surprise me. It looked like the right guard or the right tackle jumped just a hair.
Ball start against the offense. It's a 5-yard
So Crosspoint Christian going backwards a few yards here. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 36 or so yard line. Kelly in the backfield. And Cody Sparks under center, and another whistle. Let's see. Was this a timeout called by North Douglas?
Yeah.
Timeout
Yeah.
North Douglas.
I don't think anyone wants this game to start.
Keep us in suspense, I suppose.
Exactly.
Well, like we said, Crosspoint Christian, the host team tonight, they are in their teal uniforms. They've got dark-colored helmets and white pants, white numbers on their back. North Douglas, you can see them on your screen there if you're watching on mybasin.com. They've got the dark helmets as well, those white tops. And we talked a little bit about Crosspoint Christian's head coach, Mr. Jim Johnston. How about J.J. Mast at North Douglas in his 12th season with the program? He is 66-45 for his career. He was the co-head coach with Matt Bragg when these two teams, when North Douglas was in a co-op with Yoncalla from 2020 to 2022. And now back as the head man in the North Douglas team, which is flying solo this year in the 8-man division. They played 2A with Yoncalla last year. That's why these teams have never met on the football field. Here we go, 1st and 15 for Crosspoint Christian. First offensive play of the game. Looks like it's going to be a handoff right up the middle, battling for positive yardage. And getting upfield for a gain of about 5 was Junior Gonzalez, and that's how we start the ball game.
Yeah, strong legs there. I mean, he got initially hit in the backfield, and he just took it for 5.
This will bring up 2nd down and about 11 to go for Crosspoint Christian. They are driving to the west goal, going back towards the high school. Be across your radio dial from right to left. Here come the Warriors from the near hash. 2 men in the backfield with Sparks. This is going to be play action. Sparks feeling pressure, unloads downfield. That pass is incomplete. Intended target was Trey Johnston. He beat his man downfield, but the ball a little bit underthrown.
Yeah, the receiver, when he sees that, he needs to slow up a little bit and help his quarterback out on that one. But again, stretching the play there is going to help the run up the middle.
So now 3rd down for Crosspoint Christian. 3rd down and 11. Yard to gain on the other side of midfield at about the 48 or so yard line.
I'll tell you, we learned that Crosspoint has an arm.
And here's Sparks with Gonzalez lined up behind him. Sparks under center with 2 wide receivers out to the right side. He's going to roll out to his right, feels some pressure to his backside, looks downfield and overthrows Johnston down the sideline. That brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, that was really good coverage by, I think that's Hunter Vaughn. And that was really good coverage downfield. That was going to be a hard one to complete.
Now, Cody Sparks is their quarterback for Crosspoint. He's also their punter. So Crosspoint Christian, they can be a little bit sneaky out of this 4th down situation.
Be a little early in the game to do that, but you never know.
Well, kicking to a guy like Hunter Vaughn leads the state of Oregon in kick return yards. North Douglas thinks that the Warriors are going for it with an empty backfield. It's a high snap and a kick. No one is there to receive it. It takes a bounce in favor of Crosspoint down near the 20, and that's where North Douglas will start their first possession of the game after forcing 3 and out.
Yeah, that was a smart lineup how they did that because they were concerned that it might be a fake. Hunter Vaughn comes up and isn't able to return it and kicked it to no one in the backfield there.
Taken over at their own about 22-yard line is North Douglas. Just a shade under 11 minutes to go in our opening period tonight. First time we'll be able to see Hunter Vaughn on offense along with their quarterback, Jaden Montgomery, 5'8", 150 pounds for that quarterback. And for Vaughn, 6'1", 175. There you see talking to the official, Rob Cesania, our white cap tonight. And Vaughn lined up not behind the quarterback, but off his right hip. This is going to be a handoff going along the left side of the field, trying to find that edge. Cuts up the sideline, but is tackled out of bounds after a gain of about 4, maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, very good pursuit by Crosspoint on that. That was a sweep to the wide side of the field, and Crosspoint matched the speed and got him only 4 or 5.
Crosspoint Christian going to have to work on that contain tonight. Probably the only way you can stop a guy like Vaughn who's got so much north and south speed. Try to get him off to the sidelines a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
2nd down, and they're going to call it 5. Vaughn again in motion, this time taking the handoff to the near side, but wrapped up and taken down quickly. No gain on the play, and that forces 3rd down.
Great penetration by the Crosspoint defensive line. Messed that play up. Vaughn had no chance.
No gain made by number 44.
3rd down and 5 for North Douglas.
3rd down.
Crosspoint Christian looking for a 3 and out of their own. Yard to gain is the 31. This snap taken from about the 26-yard line. Again, Vaughn, a bit of motion coming to the near side. This a forward pass downfield, but it is out of bounds. Intended target along the near sideline looked to be Wyatt Reed, the tall tight end. But incomplete. 4th down and 5 on the way for North Douglas.
Great defensive pressure on the quarterback. Made him make a off-balance throw. There was no chance to complete that pass.
We'll see where North Douglas decides to go here from a kicking standpoint, or if they decide to go for it on 4th down and put trust in their guys early in the ball game. Clock stopped, 9.5 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. And it looks to me like North Douglas getting ready to punt this one. No, it's going to be a fake. Slipping in the grass, and now Vaughn scrambling. And he's down in the backfield. His knee touched the ground behind the 20, near the 15.
Carry for a loss by number 4, Hunter Vaughn.
Yeah, slippery field. I told you there's a little dew on this field when I checked it out this before the game, and that's what got him. That was a big stop for Crosspoint. Now they're in position to make a solid score and take the lead early.
Crosspoint Christian on the North Douglas 19-yard line with 9.5 to go in the first quarter. Crosspoint Christian looking for their first points tonight. Here we go, 2 men in the backfield with Sparks. This is going to be a handoff to Kelly. Tries to go on the left side of the line, but is stuffed. Maybe a gain of 1, maybe no gain at all. And it's 2nd down.
Gain of 1 on the play by number 0, Chris Kelly. 2nd down. Fans, don't forget, get your
Kelly has rushed for nearly 550 yards this season, averages about 9 yards per carry. That time limited to just 1, brings up 2nd down. Warriors on the ball, same formation. Johnston, the near side receiver, with Kelly and Gonzalez in the backfield with Sparks. This looks like it's going to be a handoff to Gonzalez. Tried to go right, then goes right up the middle, and a solid gain on that play of about 5 yards.
Yeah, I saw the little cutback lane, took advantage of it, and was able to, I mean, he's really strong legs. One hit is not going to bring that kid down.
Junior Gonzalez doesn't have a ton of height, but he's stocky. 5'5", 185 for the sophomore for Crosspoint Christian. It'll be 3rd and 5 for Crosspoint. They're taking this one from about their own 13-yard line. Or pardon me, from the North Douglas 13-yard line. Crosspoint again, same formation. Kelly to the right, Gonzalez to the left. This is going to be a handoff to Kelly, busts through the line, and then is stopped. A gain of 2, but short of the marker, makes it 4th down.
Yeah, gang tackling, that's the way you're going to bring that kid down. Looks like they got 3 left. I don't think they're kicking. I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, 4th down and about 3 to go. Pretty much right at the 10. The yard to gain is the 7. Warriors coming up with a play call here. 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless. This time, Warriors going with extra man on the line, and looks like timeout is going to be called. It's going to be the Crosspoint Christian timeout this time. And with 4th down looming, not necessarily decision time. You know they're going to go for it, but just trying to get on the same page.
This timeout shows, 2 timeouts early in the game already shows that each possession is going to be so critical to win this game. That's what they want to make sure they got the right play in for, as they are so close to the goal line. They want to push this one in.
Crosspoint Christian was gifted pretty good field position to start this drive at the 19. As North Douglas tried to fake a punt, and the punter's knee hit the turf before he could get a throw or a kickoff. Don't want to let field position like this go to waste.
You don't. This is a big down. North Douglas wants to dodge a bullet from that mistake they made in that punt. Fake punt, I should say. And Crosspoint Christian needs to take advantage of this great field position and needs to get a 1st down here.
4th down and 3. Crosspoint Christian out on the field. This time they've got Johnston lined up wide to the near side. And here we go. This is going to be a pitch to Kelly. Trying to go right. Beats the first defender. Gets upfield. He got tackled right at the marker. Let's see if they give it to him. I think he might have got it.
This is going to be close.
Let's see. Official on the far side of the field, spotting the football. Kelly got a good angle on that line, and North Douglas says they got the stop. And they did. They were about a yard short. Turnover on down, and North Douglas takes over deep in their own territory at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that sweep to the outside looked really promising in the beginning, but North Douglas, with their speed and strength, was able to cover it right at the last second.
So now North Douglas on the football. Again, 1st and 10, deep in their own territory at the 8-yard line. There we go. This looks like a handoff going to the left side. Gang tackled maybe a yard upfield, 2nd down.
Yeah, initial contact was about 3 yards in the backfield. Great penetration by Crosspoint early on in this game. They're controlling that line of scrimmage, and that's going to be critical to this game.
2nd down and maybe a bit of a longer game than I'd initially said. Looks to be 2nd and about 7 for North Douglas. They go up on the football. They've got Vaughn in motion going from left to right. He's going to take the handoff, breaks through the first tackle, wrapped up and taken down. Brock thrown in on that tackle, and a short gain on the play for North Douglas.
Gain of 2 on the play by number 4, Hunter Vaughn.
Yeah, good defense. I mean, with the talent of Vaughn, giving him 2 or 3 yards, I would accept that for this game.
Again, Vaughn, the 2nd leading rusher in the entire state of Oregon. Crosspoint Christian trying to find a way to stop him on this 3rd down and 5. And fumble, and Crosspoint Christian fell on it. The snap was fumbled, and that was Chris Kelly to fall on it, the junior linebacker. And Crosspoint Christian with another great shot with fantastic field position and a turnover.
Yeah, it looked like the snap. The center stepped back and stepped on the quarterback's foot and made him trip down to cause that fumble.
It'll be from about the 13-yard line. Crosspoint Christian gets it deep into North Douglas territory, and there is 6 minutes left to go in the opening quarter, still scoreless. Neither offense has run more than 3 plays in a single possession so far. Here comes Crosspoint Christian, one man in the backfield. This is going to be a keeper for the quarterback. Sparks twisted around one tackle and wrapped up and thrown to the ground. Second down on the way.
Yeah, great penetration by North Douglas on that one, and quarterbacks tried to spin out of the original hit, but was able at least to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So now it's second down and still about 10 to go for Crosspoint Christian. Cody Sparks running the call in from the sideline, senior quarterback, 6 foot tall. Looks like they're going to have Johnston lined up in the back as well. This is going to be a handoff to Johnston. Going along the right side. Found a nice hole, but still short of the marker. Call it a gain of 8 or 9 yards there.
Yeah, no, nice run to the right side there. The offensive line sealed a little hole there for him. Got 5.
Trey Johnston, third down.
Shorter gain than I had thought. 3rd and 5 on the way. Crosspoint Christian 0 for 2 on 3rd down attempts so far, and 0 for 1 on 4th down. Let's see where they go. Gone through the air a couple of times on their first possession. Since then, it's been all on the ground for Crosspoint. Here we go, 3rd down and 5. Going to be a keeper for Sparks. Tries to find his man in the flat, but overthrew the receiver to the sideline, and that brings up 4th down.
You know, they're going to go for it here on 4th down, but you're only going to get so many advantages a game like this. You got to capitalize on this one. You got to get this one, at least a 1st down here.
Stops the clock with 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between North Douglas and Crosspoint Christian, the number 2 team in the state. Crosspoint against number 4 North Douglas. This is going to be a play action. Quarterback rolling out, looking to the end zone, and again can't find Johnston in the end zone. And a turnover on downs for the 2nd time for Crosspoint. And North Douglas gets it at about their own 9.
Yeah, tough pass. He's rolling to his weak side, and he did kind of get his shoulders squared for that throw, but still just a little bit too far in front of him. And it was good coverage. It was really good coverage there.
North Douglas, again, deep in their own territory. Call it about 8 or 9 yard line. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Both teams looking for their first points. Quarterback in the gun with Vaughn Neerum. This is going to be a handoff to Vaughn. Finds some room, breaks through the line of scrimmage, and has field in front of him. He's up past the 40, now to the 50. Oh my, he's left everyone behind. Taking it all the way home for a North Douglas touchdown. And there's that blazing speed we just talked about on a 92-yard touchdown rush.
Douglas,
incredible. That was, I mean, he got hit a little bit off stride around the 5 yards, and then boom. He just turned the jets on, and nothing was going to stop him.
No flags down. That one is going to count. North Douglas leads 6-0 and probably going to try to punch it in for 2 here. For Vaughn, that was his 40th touchdown of the year. Leads the state in that metric too. Going to try for the QB sneak. Montgomery is, let's see, not in there. North Douglas going to have to live with a 6-point lead with 3:53 to go in the first quarter. Crosspoint Christian, a chance to respond when we return. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and on mybasin.com.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
First quarter action continues in the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO and mybasin.com. With 3:53 to go in the first quarter, North Douglas a 6-0 advantage over Crosspoint Christian. It only took them one play to score on that drive. It was a 92-yard rush from Hunter Vaughn for his 40th touchdown of the year, giving his Warriors a 6-0 advantage. Now we'll see Crosspoint Christian, probably practiced this all week. The onside kick attempt coming from North Douglas. That's pretty much all they'll do on special teams here, at least in the first half. There's kind of a line drive, bounced around at the 35 before Crosspoint Christian falls on it. Less of an onside kick there and more of a pooch kick, just trying to stop a return.
Yeah, but I think Crosspoint's playing that play really smart. Just get on the ball. You want to get an offensive drive going. Don't risk fumbling it or letting North Douglas recover that onside kick.
Crosspoint Christian still looking for their first down of the night. They're 0 for 3 on third down, 0 for 2 on fourth down through their first 3 possessions. Here we go, 1st and 10. They're on their own 35. Kelly to the right, Gonzalez to the left behind the quarterback Sparks, who's under center. And this is going to be a handoff to Kelly, who is wrapped up and taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good containment from the right side there, and hit him for no gain.
2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Crosspoint Christian. Seen them air it out a bit, but Cody Sparks yet to complete a pass tonight. He's gone to Johnston a couple of times. He's looked to Turnage once. Let's see, 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Sparks calls for the snap. This another handoff. Taken down for a loss of 1 on that carry was Chris Kelly.
Yeah, the North Douglas is now showing a little bit of their size, and it's getting good penetration on that offensive line and hit him for no gain.
We've got Luke Ward up there. Looks like he's playing a bit of nose tackle or something of the like. The junior, 5'9", 280 pounds, stuffing up that line of scrimmage for North Douglas. Here comes Crosspoint Christian on 3rd and 10. And a whistle. Let's see. Looks like we might see a timeout called by Crosspoint Christian. And we will. That's their 2nd timeout of this half. They trail 6-0 with 2:43 to go in the first quarter. And we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Geno's Cafe on East Main Street in Klamath Falls. They're open every morning at 6:30, serving their famous breakfast burritos. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at ilovegenos.com or have it delivered with DoorDash. Crosspoint Christian back out onto the field. 3rd and 10 to go for those Warriors. North Douglas looking to find a stop for a 4th consecutive possession. Dropping back to passes, Sparks. Rolls to his left. Looks to Johnston downfield. That pass is caught near the 50. And a 17-yard completion is good for a 1st down for Crosspoint Christian.
Great job setting up. The receiver did a great cut. Created that separation, and boom. Nice catch and throw.
He's the quarterback's favorite target. Trey Johnston leads his team in receiving yards. That puts him up over 750 for the season. Gets his team their first down of the night and into North Douglas territory at about the 47. Crosspoint Christian trying to go on a drive. Sparks drops back, play action, rolling to his right. Tries to look in the flat, trying to find Turnage. Sparks going to keep it himself, run into the sideline. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, might have gained a couple yards as well. Second down on the way.
Yeah, good choice by Sparks there. You know, rolling out, his receiver was covered, saw he could get it 4 yards, tucked the ball and went for it.
It's a gain of 4, as he said. Second down and 6 coming up. It's going to be from about the 44-yard line in North Douglas territory. 2 minutes remain in the first quarter, and Crosspoint trails North Douglas 6-0. This side of the football, you've got the second-best offense in the conference going up against the second-best defense in the conference. Got the wide receiver Johnston lined up to the near side. Sparks again under center with 2 backs behind him. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. I think that was Kelly on the carry. A small gain on that play brings up third down.
Yeah, good play run option. Handed up the middle.
Third down and 5.
They're going to call it third down and 5. Might have been a gain of 1 or 2 yards on that last carry. For Crosspoint, 0 for 3 on third down through this first quarter. Looking for a big-time conversion here. Set, Sparks is going to drop back to pass, looking for Johnston again, but throws wide left, and that will bring up fourth.
Yeah, Sparks is not getting a lot of time to set up back there. On this case, he didn't. His feet were moving all over the place. He couldn't put some mustard on that one, and that's why the incompletion's occurring. That defensive line is getting that enough penetration to disrupt those passes. But it looks like they're going to go for it.
Fourth down and 5 to go for Crosspoint. Again, in North Douglas territory, about the 42 or so yard line. This time, Sparks in the gun with a couple of backs near him. Johnston lined up to the near side. Sparks going to try to pass, moves up in the pocket, and is taken down for a sack. And a loss of 5 on that play. And that'll be a turnover on downs. North Douglas will take over at their own 48.
Yeah, Sparks' receiver fell down. That slick field that I was talking about earlier, he tried to make a cut and he fell down. Sparks couldn't throw the ball. He had to tuck it and go up the middle, and he ended up getting sacked.
A minute 13 remains in the first quarter. North Douglas has the football, 1st and 10 from their own 47, and they lead this game 6-0. Quarterback alone. This is actually going to be a pitch to the tight end Reed, trying to find some room, gets back to the line of scrimmage. A bunch of bodies meet him there. He's not down yet, inches forward for a gain of 2. Crosspoint Christian says the ball popped loose in the pile of bodies that's right about midfield. Let's see. And second down. Recovered by North Douglas.
Yeah, good job by Crosspoint, though, in that play. Made him run east-west, not north-south, so didn't really get a lot of yardage on that one.
Second down and 6. The fumble might have kicked the ball forward just a couple of yards. I'm sure North Douglas is not too mad about that. Here we go. 2nd and 6. They're on the football. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. It's Jason Marwa and I believe Anthony Vaughn. Here is a handoff to Marwa. He was one of the wide receivers, this time running left, and they stop him short of the first down. A gain of 5 on that carry. 3rd down and about 1 coming up.
Gain of 5 on the play by number 10, Jason Maroy. 3rd down and 1.
That marks the end of our first quarter tonight. North Douglas with a 6-0 advantage over Crosspoint Christian. A meeting of 2 top 5 teams in the 1A 8-man division. It's shaping up to be a good one so far. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 92.9 KAGO and on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Getting ready for the second quarter of action tonight from Crosspoint Christian School in Klamath Falls as they take on North Douglas. Right now, Crosspoint trailing North Douglas 6-0, but it looks like as North Douglas got on the ball for third down, they get a flag thrown at them for a false start. Third down and about 7 or 6 yards coming at you for North Douglas. Again, they lead by a touchdown, 6-0. They scored it on a 92-yard rush from Hunter Vaughn, one of the most dangerous weapons out of the backfield in the entire state of Oregon. But now facing third down and long, North Douglas 0 for 2 on third down so far tonight. Here they go, sending a man in motion. This is going to be a handoff to Vaughn. He keeps those legs moving, but he is short by about a yard. 4th and 1 coming up for North Douglas.
Yeah, initial contact about 3 yards down the field, and he used his legs to get another 2. It's going to be 4th and short. I think they're going to go for it.
4th and 2. North Douglas has gone for it on 4th down once already tonight. It was a fake punt attempt, and the punter slipped in the backfield. They were unable to convert on that one attempt, but it looks like now a straightforward offensive play coming out for North Douglas. Quarterback alone in the backfield. Vaughn to the right side. This is going to be a keeper and a run for the quarterback. He is going to get there in a gain of 2, and it looks like as Montgomery on that gain. Should be first down coming up for North Douglas.
Let's see where they mark that ball. It could be close. First down.
There it is, first down.
Yeah, that was the old student body right, and everyone went right, and quarterback followed him and was able to just get the first down.
1st and 10 North Douglas. They've got it now into Crosspoint territory, driving from right to left at about the 43-yard line, 11:15 and counting in the second quarter. And again, quarterback Montgomery alone. Putting Vaughn in motion. This is going to be a handoff to Vaughn, trying to find some room along the right side. Sheds one tackle. There's a flag in the backfield. Vaughn upfield for a gain of maybe 10 yards, but there is a flag down by where Vaughn shed the first tackle at about the 46-yard line. Let's see. This looks like it's going to be, is that holding?
Holding, yep.
Holding there on the offense. This one's going backwards.
Yeah, it was a good job stringing that play out. The reason why he got his opportunity is because the one player that would have kept stringing that play out got held.
So that's going to send North Douglas back.
It's a 10-yard penalty.
This will bring up first and 20 for North Douglas. Now back on their side of midfield at the 48. The yard to gain is the 31. Quarterback alone. Vaughn lined up to the right. 2 receivers to the near side. Montgomery dropping back to pass. Looks deep over the middle. Looking for Vaughn down the sideline. It is incomplete. Fantastic coverage downfield for Crosspoint. And that was Trey Johnston in coverage, the sophomore, breaking up the pass.
Yeah, Johnson did a great job reading that ball. Read Vaughn going deep and ran with him stride for stride and knocked that ball down.
Second down and 20 for North Douglas. First time really that they've been behind the sticks tonight. Crosspoint Christian looking to keep them there. Haven't seen too many forward passes from North Douglas aside from that last one going way deep. Let's see where they go now on 2nd and 10. Vaughn lined up to the left, just a shade off the line of scrimmage. He's going to go to the right, and he is going to play the fake handoff, play action for the quarterback. Montgomery moving up, looking downfield, has a man, overthrew him. Intended target was Levi McAfee, but just overthrew him downfield. 3rd and 20.
Yeah, he had a couple steps on that pass, but it was a hard pass to make. You're running against your weak side to square up and to put as much mustard on it, and he just overthrew him.
Here we go, 3rd and 20, 10.5 to go in the second quarter. North Douglas with a 6-0 lead, but facing 3rd and very long. So far, North Douglas, they are 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Get up on the football. They've got Vaughn in the slot on the right side in an empty backfield. Montgomery has lots of time to throw in the pocket. Still moving around, now to his left. Feels some pressure. Diving for the tackle is thrown, but he's not there. They are going to shove the quarterback out of bounds after a gain of 10, and that will bring up 4th and 10 on this one.
Yeah, still a really good job by the defense. Made him, didn't give him time to set and throw the ball. Made him scramble. He ended up tucking the ball, got 10 yards. And quite honestly, I think that was a good play for the defense.
And Crosspoint Christian probably okay with those 10 yards when they covered the receivers so well downfield.
Yep.
4th and 10 for North Douglas. They've converted once on 4th down. Let's see where they go here. Got a man in motion. This is going to be Vaughn trying to find some room up the middle, blows past, and now gets the first down, racing to the end zone, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown North Douglas. And that one from 43 yards out, Vaughn with his second score of the night gives his team a 12-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a tough play. It's kind of a mixed direction. Old school, I call it a cross buck, where everyone's going one way, and then all of a sudden the ball comes the other direction. There's a perfect little lane there, kind of like a trap, and boom. With his speed in that hole, he took it to the house.
North Douglas going to try to go for 2 here, try to make it a 14-point lead with 10:16 to go in the second quarter. And we've got a whistle, look like maybe timeout coming. Let's see.
Yep.
And it will be a timeout for North Douglas. We'll stick with you through this timeout. That is their second of this half. Taking a look at the scoring drive for North Douglas while we have a moment. 8 plays, about 52 yards, and just about 2 minutes off the game. Actually, about 3 minutes off the game clock. That's the longest drive of the game for either team so far. And North Douglas punching it in for 6 on that one. It was, again, about a 42-yard rush for Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn already, with only 2 minutes into the second quarter, has over 100 yards.
Yeah, well over 100 yards, probably close to 150 at this point, with his first touchdown coming from 92 yards out.
Yeah.
See, North Douglas called timeout before a potential 2-point conversion. Let's see. They told me before the game, Coach J.J. Mast, we're not kicking it tonight. That's what he told me. Let's see, Montgomery lined up in the backfield by himself. He's going to roll to his left, moves up in the pocket, looks to the end zone, but the pass incomplete. And so this score remains 12-0 with 10:16 to go in the second quarter. Crosspoint Christian looking for an answer when we come back. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk, 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and on .com.
Introducing Smith Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Josh Eldridge and Todd Andrus back with you for the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week. And 10:16 to go in the second quarter. North Douglas leading Crosspoint Christian 12-0. Again, the last drive for North Douglas, 8 plays, 52 yards, capping it off with a touchdown rush from Hunter Vaughn, his 41st score of the season. And Crosspoint Christian who put together a decent drive their last time with the football, just sort of stalled out, looking for an answer in the second quarter.
Yeah, you don't have to get out of your game plan yet. You know, you still have a lot of time, and let's get the ball and let's make a good drive here.
North Douglas, again with that sort of pooch kick, this time down at about the 45-yard line, so better field position than last time, and Crosspoint Christian takes over 1st and 10, 10:15 to go in the first half.
Fans, don't forget to buy your 50-50 raffle tickets for a chance to win the prize tonight. Find a student in an orange shirt.
Crosspoint Christian looking for any momentum, really, aside from that 7-play drive they had last time with the football, 3 and out each and every time before that. Found a bit of rhythm through the air last time. And here we go, 1st and 10 from their own 45 as they drive from left to right. Sparks under center. This is going to be a pitch. Looks to be Gonzalez. Has some room and a lead blocker upfield and a gain of 6, maybe 7 on that carry for Junior Gonzalez.
Yeah, nice job. His head was on a swivel there. Saw a back lane open up and boom, took it for 7.
Second down coming up for Crosspoint Christian. That's the first we've seen really of Junior Gonzalez getting one of those touches. It's been a lot of Chris Kelly out of the backfield. Gonzalez leads the team in rushing yards, but Chris Kelly generally gets just more touches in this offense. But Gonzalez up over 600 yards for the season. Here we go, 2nd and about 4 to go. Yard to gain the 45. This one from the 49. Sparks going to fake the pitch and roll left, but is met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Might have fallen forward for a gain of 1. And I think he will. It'll be 3rd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, that was a great job by the defensive end there, staying home. Fake that pitch. You saw everyone except that defensive end take that fake, but he stayed home and made the play.
Great read. 3rd down and 3 coming up for Crosspoint Christian. 3rd down has been unlucky for him so far tonight. Just 1 conversion in 5 attempts so far. Cody Sparks gets the call in from head coach Jim Johnston. Plenty of coaching experience in the Klamath Basin. Coached at Triad and Hosanna before coaching at Crosspoint when those two schools merged to create this new program. Here's a handoff to Chris Kelly. Bursts through the line of scrimmage and a short gain of 2. I think he's going to be just short of the marker. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, just a half yard. You thought he was going to get it, and then right at that half yard, man, there was a big hit. And but good hard run. You have another one of those, you're going to get a 1st down.
4th and inches coming up for Crosspoint Christian. Big play on the way. Crosspoint Christian looking for an answer. Here we go, 4th and 1. North Douglas gets set on defense. 2 men in the backfield with Sparks under center. This is going to be a handoff to Gonzalez, but he is dropped for a loss. Crosspoint Christian again coming up empty on 4th down. A turnover, and North Douglas takes it over at about midfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the confusion in the backfield was, but there wasn't a strong handoff there. Messed up the timing, and then the North Douglas defensive line was able to make a play. That was a tough one.
Call it about the 47, about the 47-yard line for North Douglas as they take over in their own territory. 1st and 10, 7:50 to go in the second quarter. They lead 12-0. North Douglas has 1 timeout remaining. Crosspoint Christian also 1 timeout remaining. Here we go, 1st and 10. It's going to be a play-action pass. Montgomery looking over. It's intercepted at the 50. Big turnover there for Crosspoint Christian. And I believe that was Chris Kelly, interception. And Crosspoint Christian a big break and looking to convert with this opportunity.
Yeah, great job by Kelly. He was kind of hidden, was in the wash a little bit there. The quarterback thought he had an open lane for a good 10-yard pass, but Kelly jumped on that ball. Great interception.
First interception thrown this year by Jaden Montgomery, the senior quarterback for North Douglas. Had not turned the ball over this year until then. Let's see if Crosspoint Christian can take advantage. 1st and 10 at midfield. Snap. This is going to be a handoff to... No, this is going to be a keeper for Sparks. Has some room. Gets to the 40. Now to the 30. No one in front of him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Crosspoint Christian.
Wow, you need to do that on a turnover. You need to take advantage of it, and they did. Great run on the outside to the right side there, and once he got past that initial hit on the offensive line, boom, he took it to the house. Grandma, buy that kid a Coke. He earned it.
No doubt about it. 50 yards to the house for Cody Sparks, his 4th rushing touchdown this season. And our officials having a discussion with North Douglas on the far sideline. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Touchdown looks to be standing right now with 7.5 to go. And it's a 6-point game. Crosspoint Christian going to try to punch it in for 2 after that score. This is going to be Sparks looking for thrown in the end zone, trying to go for 2. It is incomplete.
No good.
So 6 points separate 2 of the best teams in the state in 8-man football. It's 12-6 with North Douglas in front of Crosspoint Christian. We'll step aside and come back. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 92.9 AGO.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Twelve to 6 our score with North Douglas in front of Crosspoint Christian with about 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Crosspoint Christian, it took them 1 play to go 50 yards. Cody Sparks punching it in for 6. No 2-point conversion, but now just a 1-score game. Also heard, by the way, during our time out there that the Crosspoint Christian volleyball team, who is hosting the conference tournament today, started in 5th place at the beginning of the day, fought their way through the tournament. They earned the 3rd place finish out of the conference, and along with it, a state playoff berth for the first time in school history.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Here we go back with the football game. Crosspoint Christian kicking it off. And this again about another pooch kick. Bounces around at about the 30. Picked up by Vaughn there. Brings it up to the 40. Now along the far sideline. He is taken out near the 50. We'll see where they officially mark it. But a return of about 20 yards for Hunter Vaughn gives his team decent field position with about 7.5 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, very good return from Vaughn there. Yeah, right at midfield. Well, let's see if Crosspoint can get another turnover and get another score here.
Last possession for North Douglas lasted 1 play, and it was an interception taken home by Chris Kelly. Before that, an 8-play drive ending in 6. Right now, the score 12 to 6. North Douglas leads. Here we go from the 50. And this looks like it's going to be a handoff to Vaughn, trying to find some room along the right. Stays on his feet past 1 tackle and upfield for a gain of 6 or 7. Brings up second down.
Yeah, that was similar to the play that they scored on last drive. It's moving to the left, but then all of a sudden they cut it back to the right. And I call it, again, a cross buck. It's a misdirection play, and they're running it very effectively.
Talking with North Douglas before this game, they do a lot of different things with their offensive line. They only really have one guy who's always there. It's their center, Corbin Schoonover. Here's a handoff, this time coming to the left side. And a gain of about 6 or 7 again. This time good for the first down. On that carry, I believe, was Wyatt Reed. And first and 10, North Douglas.
First down.
Yeah, that was similar to the last play. I mean, it's running to the right, take it to the left.
North Douglas at about the 38-yard line. Now into Crosspoint territory, first and 10. This is going to be a handoff to Vaughn. Bounces off 1 defender and taken down only a yard upfield. And that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, ran it one time too many. Good job by the Crosspoint defense of reading it that time and making a solid stop.
Second down and 9 yards to go for North Douglas. Again, just one timeout remaining in the half for both teams. Clock continued to tick away. 6 minutes remain in the first half. 12-6, North Douglas leads. Vaughn in motion. He's going to take a pitch going right. Has some blockers, now cuts upfield in sort of a jog, leaps over one defender before heading out of bounds, and I believe should be good enough for the first, a gain of nearly 13 yards on that carry. Well, unless he stepped out of bounds before the marker.
Hunter Vaughn.
That was a good, that was a good job by the North Douglas offensive line. They really created that lane on the right outside lane, and it was a nice little jog in the park for him. He to about 13 yards.
Not only the offensive line, but how about the quarterback, Montgomery, a leading blocker on that play too.
Yeah.
Don't see that too often. But when you got a running back like Vaughn, you want everybody in front of him. Here we go. This looks to be a handoff, and I think that was Marwa on the carry, and a gain of 4 on that one. Second down coming. It'd be second and about 6 to go for North Douglas. And again, that was Marwa on the carry, the junior, 5'8". It's a second back out of the backfield alongside Vaughn. North Douglas getting up on the football now for their second down and 6 attempt. Here's Marwa again. They're going to fake the handoff and give it to the near guy, Vaughn. Vaughn is going to rumble upfield, and a gain of 9 on the play is good enough for a first down.
They almost got the quarterback right before he handed that ball off. Just a second behind. But then again, good play by Vaughn to get the first down.
North Douglas doing a good job of disguising the football. It seems
Very
like
much.
It's hard to tell which guy exactly is going to get the ball. It's been part of their offensive identity all season long. Here they go, 1st and 10 from the 11. So still an opportunity for a first down if North Douglas needs it. Here's going to be a keeper for the quarterback. Montgomery lunges forward for a short gain after being wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Second down coming.
Yeah, that looked like a little option play. He pulled the ball back, saw a hole up in the middle, but Crosspoint did a very good job of swallowing that hole up and only gave him a yard.
Second down and 9 coming for North Douglas. This will be from about the 10-yard line. Crosspoint looking for a goal line stand here. North Douglas has done it a couple times on their own defensive end. Crosspoint looking for one of their own. Montgomery going to take the snap. Looks like a speed option. He's going to pitch it to Vaughn. Coming to the other side. Vaughn looking for the pylon. Spins, and I believe they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Let's see.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds, and they're going to be about 4 yards short.
Wow, good stop there for Crosspoint. As you always say, Todd, you try to string that out to the sideline. Vaughn had nowhere to go but to the sideline.
Exactly. When you string it out and use that sideline as your aid, and they did a perfect job, didn't over-pursue it, just let it all string out, and really a short gain.
3rd and 4 from about the 5. Crosspoint Christian looking for a stop. North Douglas has been somewhat efficient on 3rd down. They're 2 for 6. Tonight. Vaughn again in motion. He is going to take the handoff, try to find some room to the right, but is stuffed, trying to cut back up the middle. No gain on that play, maybe a loss of 2 yards. 4th down on the way.
Great job by the left end, driving upfield, but not too far. Got the containment there, forced Vaughn back up the middle where all of his help was. Hit for a loss.
4th down and 6 coming for North Douglas. This will be from about the 7-yard line, knocking on the door of a score. Crosspoint Christian looking for a goal line stand. This will be the 10th play of this drive for North Douglas. They started at the 50 and now face 4th down. North Douglas so far 2 for 3 on 4th down conversions in this ball game. Montgomery alone in the backfield. Vaughn spread out right, and a whistle. Let's see, could be seeing timeout here called for North Douglas, and I think we will.
Is that their last timeout?
That is their last timeout of this half. It comes with 2:43 remaining in the first half. Crosspoint trailing North Douglas 12-6. Two scores from North Douglas coming from Hunter Vaughn. He scored a 92-yard touchdown, a 46-yard touchdown. Crosspoint's one score, a 50-yard rush for Cody Sparks, their quarterback. It's been a great ball game so far.
It has been. It has been. Crosspoint, except for two plays, has been really doing a really good job with the defense on controlling Vaughn. But you can see how athletic that kid is. I mean,
fast.
He's just fast, and wow, when he gets in the open field, he's gone.
North Douglas getting ready to come back onto the football here. Coach J.J. Mast calling that timeout in his 12th season with this program. He's also the athletic director at North Douglas High School. Fourth down coming up.
They really spread the field out on this one.
4 wide receiver set. And Montgomery trying to take it himself on a QB sneak. He's into the end zone, but a flag.
Yeah, that's coming back. That's coming back.
What'd you see?
It looked like he was a low block or a hold. That's a hold. They're going to
Hold
call it
against
hold.
the offense. This one's coming back. 4th and forever on the way for North Douglas.
You could see what they were trying to do. They were spreading the field out to make a little gap up the middle, but they had to hold him to get that hole for him. So now you're looking at what?
Holding
4th and about 15?
15, yeah.
That is a 10-yard penalty.
This one going back 10 again, about 4th and 15. North Douglas coming out of the huddle. Big play ahead of them. They're going to have 2 receivers to the right. Their tight end Reed to the left. And Vaughn in the backfield with the quarterback. Vaughn now going out wide. Montgomery takes the snap. He's going to look for Vaughn. Going to the end zone, and it is incomplete. And a flag in the end zone. We'll see if this is going to wind up as pass interference. Oh, man. A lot of contact on that throw in the end zone. Let's see.
Yep. That was pass interference. I think the challenge was if he turned his head, I think he gets away with that one, but he didn't turn his head, and that's what the problem was.
Now, high school rule, what is that? What does that do?
It is not an automatic first down. It's still going to be 4th down. It's going to be 10 yards, so they're going to go back to where they're at now, so they're about 4th and 5.
Right, we've had this confusion at Lost River earlier in the season. That's why I ask. So
actually,
is it a 5?
No, it looks like it's 4th and 7.
4th and 7. So tough break for Crosspoint, but it's not the end of the world for him yet. Let's see. Looks like 4 wide again for North Douglas. And they've got their quarterback Montgomery under center again. Montgomery calls for the snap. He's going to try to take it himself, and he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Junior Gonzalez with a 4th down stop for Crosspoint Christian.
That was an excellent job by that middle linebacker. Read the play, buckled down, made a great tackle in the hole. Oh, and it's legal procedure, but they're going to decline that. We got first down, Crosspoint.
The offense is declined, resulting in a turnover on downs. Crosspoint ball.
Great job by Crosspoint's defense. A big goal line stand there.
That was big. That was really big. You got 2:28 to drive down and tie this game up. But even if you went in at halftime at this score, that would be a victory to me.
12-6 our score right now. Crosspoint trailing North Douglas. As you said there, 2:28 to go in the first half. Crosspoint Christian also has a timeout to work with if they want to play the clock a bit. It's 1st and 10. They are deep in their own territory at about the 5-yard line. This is their worst starting field position of the game so far. And let's see, they might have to use this timeout right now. And they will.
Yep.
Crosspoint Christian out of timeouts now. When they come back, 1st and 10 from the 5, 2:30 to go in the game, or in the first half. Last time Crosspoint had the football, it was a 50-yard score for Cody Sparks on the first play from scrimmage. You'd like a score that quick, but maybe even more, try to leave zeros on that clock by the end of the half.
Yeah. No, a nice, a good drive, keeping the clock moving is critical. I don't think you want to give that potent offense from North Douglas opportunity again this half.
Crosspoint Christian coming back out onto the field. Ready to go. We got Johnston. He's going to be lined up wide to the near side. Gonzalez and Kelly look like they're going to be back there with Sparks. Gonzalez lined up more as a fullback in this formation. This is going to be a pitch to a tight end, has a lead blocker and has some room, taken down 6 yards upfield. That looked like Kason Holmes on the carry, the junior running back, getting a snap there. He's 5'8", 130 points. That was, again, Holmes. A nice play there.
Yeah, nice sweep over there to the left side. Got about 7 and got the clock running. You still can do a couple more of those. If you get a couple more first downs, then you can start throwing the ball down a little bit deeper and see if you can get a score here. But I would want to get out of this end of the field before I start throwing the ball.
Crosspoint Christian now with under 2 minutes to go in the half. Face second and about 2. Same formation, although this looks to be a keeper for Sparks. He gets taken down for a big loss, almost 8 yards backwards. It brings up 3rd and 10.
Tackle for a loss on the play.
That will keep the clock going, 125 and counting. Crosspoint Christian without a timeout. Going to have to try to get that play in quickly. It's a tough spot here for Coach Johnston. Do you try to air it out, get that first down? You risk the clock stopping for 4th. Do you try to run it up and get out of bounds? Lots to contend with. And he's going to take his time with his quarterback, Sparks, getting the call into the huddle. Now 1 minute remains in the second quarter.
Yeah, he needs to hustle up to the line on this one or they're going to get the delay a game. Yeah, they only have a couple more seconds left.
Got to be quick. Sparks takes a snap under center. Rolls back, and that was a handoff up the middle. No gain on that play. That looked to be, again, Holmes on that carry. Brings up 4th and 10, and Crosspoint Christian may be content to let this first half run out. Yeah, and with 25 seconds and counting, Cody Sparks in no rush to get back to their huddle. And on 4th down, boy, they've got some guys running off the field. I see running out there 34, Isaac Root, a freshman, getting his first snap in the game. They've got 4 guys lined up wide, and Sparks alone. 4 seconds now.
Yeah, they don't need to snap it.
And let's see, I think they're going to put like half a second on this clock. It's when the whistle was blown. Yeah, delay a game, and let's see how much time they wind up putting. I mean, half a second, it's not going to really matter. This will be the last play of the half anyway.
It will be.
Delay of game against the offense.
Going to move this one backwards behind the sticks, right in the shadow of the goal line. This snap is going to come from the 1 yard line. Now you just got to really make sure that you control the snap when it comes to you as Cody Sparks.
Yeah, basically it's an untimed down, and that's it.
And that will bring us to the end of the first half. The score 12-6. 2 heavyweights going at it here in Klamath Falls. Crosspoint Christian trailing North Douglas. Here at halftime, we'll try to get you score updates from around the basin. We'll talk to you about the action that we've seen so far, and we'll get you ready for the second half. This is all coming at you at the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO with live free video tonight on mybasin.com. Keep it here.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
It's halftime at Crosspoint Christian School in the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO and on mybasin.com. Through 24 minutes, this one's lived up to the billing. 1 touchdown separates North Douglas and Crosspoint Christian. Right now, the team from Douglas County up 12-6. What'd you see in that first half?
Well, it's a game of 3 plays. All 3 big plays. That Vaughn is the real deal. Everything that you see on paper, he puts on the field.
Yeah.
Very fast, very athletic, and so he's earned his 2 touchdowns. But Crosspoint has been really stayed into this game. When they got that turnover, which in a game like this, turnovers are going to be critical.
Right.
And then they turned it into points. So I see a great second half coming in ahead of us.
Well, take a look at what's happened so far. It actually took until about 4 minutes with left to go in the first quarter, 8 minutes before either of these teams scored, and it was a 92-yard rush from Hunter Vaughn. North Douglas did not convert on the 2-point conversion. That made the score 6-0. Crosspoint Christian tried to put together a good drive but couldn't punch it in. North Douglas got the ball back, and in 8 plays they scored again, this time off the back of a 42-yard rush from Hunter Vaughn. That made the score 12-0. Crosspoint Christian then went effectively 3 and out before getting an interception. Chris Kelly picked it off at the 50. Crosspoint Christian then went 50 yards in 1 play. Cody Sparks, a touchdown rush, making it 12-6. North Douglas had a 10-play drive going about 45 yards, knocking on the door of another touchdown. Crosspoint Christian's defense stepped up. You talked about turnovers, Todd. The Crosspoint Christian team has created 2 of them. We talked about that interception, but also a fumble on North Douglas' second possession. Now, they weren't able to convert on that one, but they are giving themselves, a few chances here in that first half.
Yeah. I think the butterflies are in their stomachs a little bit in the beginning of this game. It is a huge game. And, I think both teams, you saw it in the first 8 minutes, but now they're settled in. They're playing back to their game plans. And I think we're going to end for a great second half.
Yeah, talk about nerves. Each of these teams had 2 3-and-outs to start the game. Since then, we've had some longer drives and some longer plays. I think that's over with now. I think you're about ready to go after these guys that have been in front of you tonight.
Exactly right.
12-6 is our score at halftime. North Douglas leads Crosspoint Christian. As we continue your halftime show tonight, we've got a score update from Marshfield High School. The Henley Hornets on the road. We'll also talk to you about some of the other games happening in the Klamath Basin tonight. We'll get you updated on maybe the playoff picture in the 1A 8-man classification. Both of these teams look to be destined for the playoffs. We'll talk about that as we continue your coverage at halftime from Crosspoint Christian School. Right now, the Warriors trail North Douglas 12-6. More halftime coverage next. The Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO and on mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
It is halftime right now at the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 92.9 KHEO and with free video tonight on mybasin.com. After 24 minutes, North Douglas leads Crosspoint Christian 12-6. Two undefeated teams in 1A Special District 1. Both of these teams 6-0 in league play, 7-0 overall. We kind of talked about it. This is the de facto league championship game, and so far it's lived up to it.
Yeah, most definitely. This is a great game, and both teams are pouring their heart into this one.
Yeah, we can take a look at how the playoffs work in the 1A 8-man classification. Both of these teams have effectively already punched their ticket to the postseason. Special District 1 sends their top 3 teams to the 12-team bracket. You get 3 teams from each of the 3 special districts and then 3 at-large qualifiers. So, again, looking at the standings right now, you've got Crosspoint Christian, North Douglas tied for that top spot. Winner here will likely get that top seed coming out of the conference. Then Klamath Valley and Mohawk are tied for that 3rd spot, and they play each other tomorrow. And so I'm not sure who exactly drew up the schedule for Special District 1, but you did it the right way because we've got big games down the stretch. That's what you play for.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And, you know, the playoffs are really important. Seeding is really important. But I'll tell you, both teams are in that locker room. They want this win tonight.
Yes, no doubt about it. Yeah, we talked about Klamath Valley Mohawk. They're battling for that 3rd spot. Yoncalla could also be in the mix in an at-large bid. They're 3-4. Then you've got Riddle, Chilliquin, Glendale, Prospect, Charter. Those teams are all eliminated from postseason contention. But this race for the top 3 spots in the conference is really coming down to it, and couldn't be more excited for the conclusion of this one tonight. And, you know, what we've kind of seen so far, you know, for Crosspoint Christian's defense, best defense in the conference, going up against North Douglas, number 1 offense in the conference. And, you know, you flip it on the other side, Crosspoint Christian, number 2 offense, North Douglas, number 2 defense. And so it's kind of what we've seen so far. North Douglas has the small edge on those 2 big plays, but really evenly matched so far.
Yeah, and you know what? Quite honestly, I think Crosspoint's defense took a couple of their best punches, and they're still only 6 down. So, you know, this has a lot of game left, and you know, I think some slight adjustments on those cross misdirection runs, and I think Crosspoint's passing game has an opportunity to really shine. They're just missing it. I think he's probably 2 for 12 right now, or 2 for 10.
But he's had guys open. The wide receivers are beating their men downfield.
They are. There's some opportunities. If the offensive line can just give them a half second more, I think they're completing some of those passes, and then this is going to become a very different game.
We'll widen up the picture just a little bit, talk about what else is happening in the state of Oregon. But first, I want to talk about here at Crosspoint Christian High School. We mentioned it very, very briefly in the second quarter, but Crosspoint Christian School was hosting the Mountain Valley League volleyball tournament today. Congratulations to them. Starting 5th place in the conference today. They must have beat Chiloquin in the 5-4 matchup, and then I want to say Rogue Valley Adventist was in 3rd place in that conference. Beat them to claim 3rd place in the conference tournament. They were the last team in, and with those wins today, they've punched their ticket to the postseason for the first time in school history.
Huge for them, and let's take that momentum and get a win here.
Yeah, they're being honored here at halftime a little bit. And looking at football going else around the state of Oregon, we got a score update from Marshfield High School. The Henley Hornets on the road tonight. Last we got, they were tied with the Pirates at halftime. Henley 6-1. They on the season. Marshfield still looking for their first win in league play, but they're tied up with the Hornets at halftime, 14-all. No score updates from the rest of these games, but still give you an idea of who else is playing tonight. Mazama is taking on North Bend just around the corner at Mazama High School. Lost River in the Rogue Valley taking on the Chieftains of Rogue River High School tonight. Bonanza is at home taking on Crane, a 1A school. So Crane swinging up to play a bit of 9-man tonight in Bonanza. Interested to see how that game pans out, with Crane being a state championship game team last year. They were runner-up. Chiloquin plays Prospect tonight. Mentioned both of those teams are effectively eliminated from postseason contention, but a good chance for Chiloquin to try to grab a win as the season concludes in a couple of weeks. Tule Lake down in California is taking on Chester. The Honkers are on a string of, I believe, 5 consecutive victories. Next week is the big one for Tule Lake when they play Hayfork. Those teams went at it after each other in the NSCIF championship game last year, and they meet in the regular season next week. That'll certainly be one to look out for. The one game we did not mention, Klamath Union High School, they had their game canceled this week. They earned a forfeit win against St. Mary's Medford. St. Mary's forfeited the rest of their season last week. Unfortunately, the Pelicans, they couldn't find a game for this week, but they're playing a little bit of 7-on-7 out at Modoc Field, trying to keep those legs warmed up for their conclusion. The season coming up in just a couple of weeks. Next week, big game going on. We mentioned Tule Lake's big matchup. How about Henley taking on Mazama? That will probably be for the 4A Special District Big Sky League Championship. You can watch that game on mybasin.com. Very excited as the football season concludes in just a couple of weeks. The playoffs begin the second week in November, and this is one of the best times of year. The temperature dropping, everybody bundled up, but excited for what's to come. 12-6 our score at halftime right now. North Douglas is leading Crosspoint Christian. As we start the third quarter in just a little while, it will be North Douglas who's set to receive, but we'll talk a little bit more about the third quarter on the other side of our break. Our halftime show concludes after this. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO, with free live video tonight on mybasin.com. Keep it right here. Third quarter action is next.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
Desert now.
Yeah, you're right.
About 2 minutes until the third quarter begins tonight at Crosspoint Christian School. We're just about a stone's throw off of Oregon Highway 140 here in Klamath Falls. Crosspoint Christian opened in 2021, although originally this property, Hosanna Christian School, they merged with Triad in 2021 to create this new school, this new program. Coach Jim Johnson at Crosspoint, he coached at both of those schools, now trying to lead Crosspoint Christian to a league title. But right now, trailing by 6 in the third quarter to North Douglas, the team standing in front of them. Already, though, Crosspoint Christian, for what it's worth, have put together their best season in school history to this point. Last season, only won 3 games. They made the playoffs. Now, this year, again, 6-0, 7-0, hoping to keep that goose egg in the loss column with a win tonight. For North Douglas, though, they had played 9-man football last year. They were in a co-op with Yoncalla. Now, both those teams split up. They're both playing 8-man football, but because of that, these teams have never met on the football field. And so it's been a good one. It's lived up to the billing so far. Again, at halftime, 12-6. Crosspoint Christian will have to give away the football to start this third quarter. But as far as their defense has gone, and aside from 2 really big plays, they've been able to contain North Douglas for the most part. You know, try to string out those plays to the sideline. They've created 2 turnovers. They're going to have to turn in another stellar second half.
Yeah, and for North Douglas has such a potent offense. You said earlier, they've scored 80 in a game. And they only have
84 times and 90 once.
Yeah,
it's been incredible.
And they only have 12 points right now.
Yeah.
So that's a small little victory for Crosspoint, but they rather have the lead, and they don't have to get away from what they've been doing all game. They have a great opportunity to continue to control North Douglas and score a couple times and take this victory.
Keep within arm's length till deep into the second half. It's all you can ask for. And just as you said, during halftime, they don't have to change their game plan because the game plan has been open for them, just completing some of those passes downfield. I'm sure that was part of the discussion during halftime. But those plays were open. They were there for them. Now you got to take advantage.
Yep, exactly right. Just give that quarterback just half second more, and I think those we're going to get a lot more completions.
All right. Again, like we said, Crosspoint Christian, they are going to be giving away the ball, or at least kicking off to start this third quarter. I guess you can never speak too soon when you expect an onside kick or at least a pooch kick of some kind. And the way that ball bounces around out there, you never really know. But Cody Sparks lining up to kick. Hunter Vaughn set up deep for a return. He's stationed at the 20, but unlikely that the football will even reach it that far. Let's go. Sparks' kick is going to bounce around near the 30 and plant itself down. Vaughn picks it up at the 30, races to the 25, or now to the 40, now to the 45, the 50, and he's raced past everybody. Hunter Vaughn going to take it for 6 on the opening kickoff of the second half.
He just showed his athletic ability there. I mean, he picks up that ball and just saw a little crease and just took off, and then speed took over.
That was about a 70-yard kickoff return for Vaughn. Gives his team an 18-6 lead. For Vaughn, he leads the state of Oregon in kick return yards. He's up over 900 kick return yards now for the season.
I think that's the last time you're going to see them kick deep.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they kicked deep to begin there, and the ball kind of died, but Vaughn, like you said, picked it up. Now he's trying to punch it in for 2, and he does. And so North Douglas with a 20-6 advantage just seconds into the third quarter. Crosspoint Christian's going to have to respond when we come back at the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and mybasin.com.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
North Douglas took the opening kickoff of the second half home for 6. Hunter Vaughn returned it from 70 yards out, and the two-point conversion gives North Douglas a 20-6 advantage with 11:50 to go in the third quarter. And Crosspoint a chance to try to get the football back and respond with some points of their own.
It's very clear you cannot let that kid get into his fourth gear. You got to keep him running around, but once he gets into that fourth gear, man, he just goes.
See how North Douglas does this kickoff. That one bounces around near the 50. Loose ball at the 49. I think Crosspoint Christian fell on it, and they did. So they'll take it over at their own 49-yard line for their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, so I know you didn't start the second half the way you want to, but keep your composure, get a good drive, get that tempo going, and everything will be fine.
Cody Sparks leading his unit back out onto the field. He's got the lone touchdown of the night for Crosspoint Christian. Over 1,000 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns on the ground for Cody Sparks, out there with Chris Kelly and Junior Gonzalez, his running backs, and Trayton Johnson, the wide receiver. Looks like Johnson's going to be lined up to the left. They've got Gonzalez back there. We've also seen Holmes get some snaps in for Crosspoint Christian. Sparks dropping back to pass, looking to the curl route, and it's complete. He lost the defender. He's got no one in front of him. Down to the 30, to the 25, pushed out at the 10. And a great play there for Crosspoint Christian. In on the reception, that was Trey Johnston.
That was a great route that he ran. He created that separation and caught the ball, but when he caught it, he knew where that defensive back was. He spun around the opposite way, and then he created that space, and, man, he almost took it all the way in. Great job.
First and goal for the Warriors. Call that a completion of about 42 yards for Trayton Johnston. Warriors trying to punch it in. This is going to be a pitch coming to the near side. Holmes couldn't corral it. He's going to have to fall on it. Scramble for the football in the backfield. Looks like Crosspoint Christian retained possession. That was Holmes trying to take that pitch and just fell on it after fumbling.
Yeah, he took his eyes off that. He thought he had it in his hands, and then boom, went down, and he looked up and wanted to look where he was going to run before he actually controlled the ball.
Looks like Holmes has replaced Kelly in the backfield for the most part for Crosspoint Christian, at least the end of the second quarter and what we're seeing now in the third quarter. And Gonzalez is still out there, although he's lined up, looks like behind the guard on the right side. Alone in the backfield is the quarterback. Sparks feels pressure to his backside, has to get rid of the football, and does! Gonzalez catches it at the 10, wrestled down at the 5. At a completion of about 9 yards, it will be third and goal.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Sparks. I mean, he had a guy on his back, and he still was able to make that completion. And, 5 yards to pay dirt. This is 2-down territory. Let's get it in.
Third down tonight for Crosspoint Christian. They've struggled 1 for 7 so far tonight, but here, knocking on the door of the end zone, got to make something happen down by a couple of scores. It's 20-6. Crosspoint trails North Douglas with about 10 to go in the third quarter. Sparks under center. This is going to be option keeper for Sparks, but he's stuffed. Nowhere to go. No, pardon me. It looked like it was actually a handoff there. But regardless, still no gain. Brings up fourth down.
Yeah, a little misdirection there. Looked like there was a little gap in there, but they were able to close up that hole pretty quick, and now it's 4th and 5.
Warriors have been stopped deep into North Douglas territory on 2 occasions in the first quarter. Now here in the third, got to convert on these opportunities. Like you said, you don't get many of these chances, rarely in the second half at that.
Mm-hmm.
Johnston lined up wide, Sparks under center, and Gonzalez in the backfield. Extra lineman on the left side and a whistle. And likely going to be a timeout for Coach Johnston's crew, and it is. Crosspoint Christian takes their first timeout here in the third quarter.
Yeah, smart timeout. You want to get the right play when you're down this close, especially this late in the game, and put the right play in.
Going to see Holmes check in. Coming to the near sideline was Jeremiah Powell. He's a wide receiver, at least listed as such on the roster. Warriors, Crosspoint Christian School. They're going to be at about the 5-yard line as they come out of this timeout.
Yeah, I would love to see a run-pass option type of play here. Maybe even roll the quarterback out to give him an opportunity to make a completion, or with his speed, tuck it and get in there.
See the tight end, Clayton Turnage, lined up on the left side. Sparks under center, 2 men in the backfield, and Johnston lined up as a receiver to the right. And Crosspoint Christian is going to jump. A false start pushes him back.
Those penalties that close to the goal line are deadly.
There's Brock Throne,
start against the offense.
number 44 for Crosspoint Christian. He's a junior, 6'4", 240, multi-sport athlete. But jumping there at the line of scrimmage makes it 4th and goal from the 10. Looks like the same formation coming out for Crosspoint. The tight end and a wide receiver in the formation. This is going to be play action. Rolling, looking for his receiver. It is broken up. And good coverage. And again, there was Hunter Vaughn breaking up that pass and creating the turnover.
Yeah, that was great coverage by Vaughn. There wasn't much separation between him and the receiver, but that was the only option he had to throw. And, 4th down, you got to give it a shot.
So North Douglas will take over 1st and 10 from the 10, deep into their own territory. They'll be driving from right to left and going towards the west goal here at Crosspoint Christian School, back towards the school building. North Douglas bunched up, sending Vaughn in motion to the backfield. He's going to take the handoff, going to the right side, stays on his feet, breaks through the tackle, and gets in front of him. Up to the 50 now, to the 40, to the 30. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Vaughn will win it. Taking it in for 6 on a 90-yard touchdown score. North Douglas up 26-6.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It looks like he's all bottled up on the right-hand side there. He finds a little crease, and then, boom, he gets into the 4th gear. Gone.
That is his 2nd touchdown tonight of at least 90 yards. He punched it in from 92 in the first quarter. That one from 90 even. And again, 26-6 the score with 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. North Douglas going to try to punch it in for 2. This looks like it's going to be a pass that is complete. And North Douglas, with a 2-point conversion, pushes their lead now 28-6 in front of Crosspoint Christian. Warriors looking for a way back into this game. Will they find it? We'll find out next. The Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk, 1150, 92.9 KAGO, and on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
He's quick and fast. My son...
28-6 the score, and North Douglas leading Crosspoint Christian here in the third quarter with 9 minutes remaining. That was Hunter Vaughn who took it to the house from 90 yards out, and then North Douglas getting the 2-point conversion. That's how they lead by 22 points at this point in the ball game. Crosspoint Christian, they failed their conversion attempt deep into North Douglas territory and paid for it on the ensuing possession.
Yep, Crosspoint's facing a little adversity right now, coming out of the second half and having these quick scores hit on them. But still, there's an opportunity for them to regain their composure and get back into this game, but they got to do it now.
That kick is going to kick around out of bounds, so Crosspoint Christian will take it up to about the 35. And with about 9 minutes even remaining, again, still, I think, plenty of time. Don't have to throw out the game plan, but this one has to end in points.
Yeah, you need to get into that good offensive rhythm, and every play needs to be a positive play. And there's still time. There's still time, but just you need to start getting scores.
Crosspoint Christian has had trouble jump-starting the offense. Aside from the one explosive play, which netted them 6 points, only 3 first downs so far tonight. Here they go, 1st and 10 from the 40. Oh, pardon me, from the 40. Here we go. This is going to be a handoff. Gonzalez has some room, brings it to the 45, now to the 50, to the 40, to the 35, down at the 30 before being dropped out of bounds, and a big gain on that play for Crosspoint Christian.
Yeah, great run to the right-hand side there. He just hit the edge, cut the edge, and then kicked it back outside a little bit farther, and boom. Good game for, 20, 30 yards there?
30-yard carry there for Junior Gonzalez, and a big one. Puts him into North Douglas territory at the 29. Sparks under center and 2 men back there in the backfield. They've got the wide receiver Johnston lined up to the near side. Kelly's checked back in. He gets upfield for a short gain, but a flag on that play.
Flag on the play.
Check in on Robbie Sisania, our Whitecap tonight. Says holding against Crosspoint. Yep. This one going back.
You hate to see that after a big positive play like that, but let's get the rhythm back going again, and let's get this engine started.
1st and 20 from the North Douglas 40. Crosspoint Christian behind the sticks, but trying to go on a drive. Again, good to see Chris Kelly in the backfield again. Was missing for a couple of possessions, but now back there with Junior Gonzalez. This will be a handoff to Kelly, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards, but forward progress should give him the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 20 coming.
Yep. Good fill by the North Douglas linebacker. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but no further.
Clock continuing to run, 8:10 remaining in the third quarter. The score 28-6 in favor of North Douglas, the number 4 team in the state at the 1A 8-man classification, the number 1 offense in the state, again in that class, and the number 4 defense in the class. Here's Crosspoint, though, 2nd and 20 from the North Douglas 40. Sparks dropping back to pass. Feels pressure. Has to get out of the pocket. Looks on the back of the other side of the field. Finds Gonzalez at the line of scrimmage, but taken down. Good job by Sparks to get rid of it, but no forward progress. Brings up 3rd and 20.
Yeah, the 2 ends met him where he was about to set up. He had to roll back out, threw it across the field, and that gave the defense a good opportunity to react to it. Got it at least back to the line of scrimmage, but no further.
Crosspoint Christian looks like they're going with 4 wide. And North Douglas defense wasn't set. They got the snap off. Looking downfield. That pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted. Turnage was the target. And incomplete brings up 4th and forever for Crosspoint.
Yeah, that's tough. They had North Douglas confused on that one. The receiver was pretty wide open, and looks like there was legal procedure anyway.
Does that repeat the down? I suppose you could decline it as well.
They're going to decline it if it's legal procedure, so it's going to be 4th down now and 20.
That penalty will be declined.
4th and 20 for Crosspoint. That makes them 1 for 8 tonight on 3rd down after that failed conversion. As far as 4th down goes, they are 0 for 5 this evening. They're going to need a big play and a prayer here. 4th and 20. Sparks alone. Drops back. The snap is high. Has to go back for it. He's going to be taken down on the other side of midfield at the 42. And a negative play gives North Douglas spectacular field position. 1st and 10 at about the 44.
Yeah, Sparks couldn't do anything on that one except to fall on the ball. That was way over his head, and it looked like a snap was going for a punt instead of a to the quarterback there, unfortunately, and turned the ball over in their own territory.
7 minutes remain in the third quarter. North Douglas with the football. 1st and 10 from the Crosspoint 44 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And it looks like Montgomery held it on the option and is taken down for a loss of 1. Could have been greater, but he broke the first tackle before being gang tackled 1 yard before the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good penetration by the defensive line there. Messed that play up, and really the only option was for him to keep it, and only got a -1.
2nd and 11 for North Douglas. Playing behind the sticks again at about the 46-yard line now. Pardon me, about the 46. Yeah, the yard to gain is the 34. 2nd down. 2 receivers to the near side. Looks like it's going to be Levi McAfee and Marwas. They're going to send, Marwa in motion and a whistle at the snap of the football. Let's see.
Flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be going against the offense. False start, and that's going against North Douglas. Going backwards, 10 yards. Oh, pardon me, 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about 16.
2nd down and 16.
North Douglas starting to stack up on that line of scrimmage a little bit more. You can start to see they're going to try to run the football. Not that they haven't been this whole game, but they broke out the forward pass a little bit in that second quarter. They've been predominantly on the ground here.
Yeah, their primary objective now is to get time off the clock.
2 receivers set out wide to the near side. Marwa in motion going from left to right. It's going to be a handoff to Vaughn. He's along the right sideline. Gets the first down, and he is gone. Taking it all the way home for another huge touchdown for North Douglas.
That's the same play they scored in the last time. Just ran to the right. Kind of a little misdirection, but it's ran to the outside of the right. And he finds a little crease, and then about 5 yards down, he gets shifts it into 4th gear, and then no one can catch him.
That one from 51 yards out. Vaughn with another score. That is his 4th rushing touchdown tonight, his 5th overall. He's been responsible for all 34 points to this point for North Douglas, and they're going to try to punch it in for a 2-point conversion. Quarterback dropping back to pass, rolling to the right. Doesn't have a man. He's going to go for the pylon, and he sneaks in there for a 2-point conversion. And North Douglas is up by 30. 36-6 with 5.5 to go in the third quarter. That last drive for North Douglas, it only took them 2 plays to drive 44 yards. And a minute and a half off the clock, capped it off with a 51-yard carry from Hunter Vaughn. That is his 43rd touchdown of the season, pacing the entire state of Oregon in that metric.
Yeah, what's so impressed by him is that he runs to the right and he waits till the blocks develop.
He's very patient.
A lot of kids with speed like that would get impatient and try to run up there and get tackled. But he waits for that blocking to happen, and then he sees that gap, and then boom, he just takes off. And very effective runner there. Very effective.
Was All-State last year. Has already surpassed his totals from last year. Obviously destined for it again. Might be a Player of the Year candidate at the 1A 8-man classification, and showing us why tonight. And get this, he's only a junior. Crosspoint Christian trying to find a way back into this game, trailing by 30. See what North Douglas decides to try and do. They might, at this point, up 30, maybe kick it deep, try to pin Crosspoint Christian back instead of a pooch kick to the 35. Kind of started to see Yoncalla do that a little bit last week once they got up to this point against Chiloquin.
Yep.
But let's see where the Warriors of North Douglas High School go with this one. That one's going to be kicked out to the 40, and so Crosspoint will get decent field position.
Kickoff out of bounds.
And now for Crosspoint,
40-yard line.
you start to feel up against it a little bit, down by 30 midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. If you want to get back in this game now, it's going to be long passes down the field, and North Douglas is going to be waiting for it. But that's the only way you're going to get back into this game. But I think as a team, what you want to do at this time, you're in, like adverse situation. Just focus on your plays, positive plays, marching down the field and getting the score. Don't worry about catching them up for the total, just one score at a time.
Cody Sparks takes the snap from under center, tried to get the pitch off to the near man, but was wrapped up and tackled before he could get anywhere. It looks like a loss of 4 or 5 yards on that play, second down.
Second down and 15.
They're calling it 2nd and 15 officially. See Crosspoint's Remy Navarez checking back into the game, senior offensive lineman. He's in there. Cody Sparks getting the call in from the sideline. Crosspoint Christian faces 2nd and 15. Trying to get on the other side of midfield to the 45. Sparks with 2 backs near him in the gun. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look over the middle. Turnage with the reception and upfield for a gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, nice job. Sparks had the opportunity to set his feet, make a solid throw, and let's get another one like that.
Point like this in the game, Turnage, a good target. 6'3". He's a big guy to throw to. The tight end has got 4 receiving touchdowns this season. See if he becomes a factor on the offensive side of the ball for Crosspoint. They find him there again for a gain of about 7, 3rd and 8. Again, same formation, low snap. Sparks collects it though. Has lots of time to throw. Moving around in the pocket, looks to the near side. That pass almost picked off, but once again intended for Turnage. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, he was scrambling a little bit, and then kind of got locked onto that receiver. The defensive back saw it and almost jumped in front of for an interception. Need to get need to get a first down here. It's getting late in the game now.
4th down and 8 to go. Crosspoint 0 for 6 on 4th down conversions tonight, but of course going to have to go for it up against the wall. 3:50 remains in the third quarter, and they trail by 30. Using those running backs as extra blockers to try to get some guys downfield. Sparks takes the snap. He's going to look to his right, tries to find a screen, and the pass is complete, but for no gain. And North Douglas will take over 1st and 10 in Crosspoint Christian territory at about the 46.
Yeah, the middle linebacker was reading that all the way, saw that screen developing, and just stayed home and then made the tackle right after the completion.
North Douglas ended their last possession after 2 plays and a 51-yard touchdown from Hunter Vaughn. Before that, it only took him 1 play to go 90 yards, and again, it was Vaughn. Here we see Vaughn lined up on the right side. He's been put into motion in this formation. This time, though, a keeper for Montgomery, trying to find some room along the right side. Breaks past one defender, upfield for a gain of 9. Yeah, he dropped the football there, but I think he recovered it. Stayed inbounds as well. Clock continues to run, and I think that might be a first down. Pretty close. Let's see. And they're going to want to measure this one maybe, although it's right in front of the sticks. From here, it looks like they've got it.
That gain close to a first down by number 20, Jaden Montgomery.
Montgomery on a designed keeper took it right, had a lead blocker, shed 1 tackle, got to the marker, and then dropped the football. They're going to see if he got the first down.
Yeah, I would tell you, Vaughn's a complete player because he was the lead blocker on that. He sprung that quarterback open for the 10 yards.
Still measuring it along that far sideline. Want to remind you, tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your checklist is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab does more than install just tires and wheels. Come on in for a free pre-trip safety check. They're going to make sure that everything's in working order at Les Schwab Tires. 3 locations in the Klamath Basin, in Klamath Falls on South 6th Street and Washburn Way, and in Merrill. Les Schwab Tires has been doing the right thing since 1952. So the tackle was made near the sideline. They take the ball all the way out to midfield to measure it, and he's short. It'll be second and maybe a foot coming up for North Douglas. Still a good gain on the carry from Montgomery, as you stated there, Todd. The quarterback getting some action on the ground. Montgomery, a senior. Played quarterback last year for the North Douglas Yoncalla Co-op. Here now are the Warriors bunched up on the line, trying to sneak it forward, and they get the first down yardage and then some. A gain of maybe 4 on that carry, maybe 3. Regardless, first down North Douglas.
Yeah.
Gain of 2 on the play by number 20, Jaden Montgomery, for a North Douglas first down.
First and 10, North Douglas. Now again into Crosspoint territory. Looks to be about the 34-yard line, just about. Junior Gonzalez coming off the field.
Yeah, he got a little banged up on that one.
It's a jumble of bodies there at the line of scrimmage on that previous play. Gonzalez still just going to try to walk it off. Hopefully he was able to come back in the ball game. Here's first and 10, and a handoff up the middle for North Douglas, and a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards on that carry. Second down coming.
Yeah, that was just a little cross buck, a little misdirection. You know, North Douglas has maybe 1, 2, 3 different plays. They run them left and right, but you know, they have the misdirection, they have that sweep, and they're being very effective on that. They don't need to throw the ball.
Second down and 7 for North Douglas. Quarterback Montgomery is going to hand it off to Marwa, who explodes through the line, racing to the end zone. Touchdown, North Douglas from 30 yards out. Marwa with the score on that one, and that makes the score 42-6.
Yeah, that was, again, a misdirection, a cross buck. Fake it left. Hole opens up on the right-hand side. Just took it, and no one really touched him once he got through that first level, and he was to the house.
North Douglas lining up for a 2-point conversion, trying to go up 44-6. This is going to be a handoff to Marwa, who gets into the end zone unscathed, punches it in for 2, and North Douglas expanding this lead now 44-6 against Crosspoint Christian. That last drive for North Douglas going 5 plays, 45 yards in 2 minutes, capping it off with a 30-yard touchdown rush from Jason Marwa, the junior running back for North Douglas. That's his first score of the night and putting his team up big.
Yeah, you know, it was 10 football minutes ago. The score was 6-12, and now it's 6-44. They can score quick.
No doubt about it. Just goes to show you how efficient that they are as well at staying in front of the sticks. They're hardly going backwards. They've been able to get the job done on 3rd and 4th down when they've had to. And I really think those late down situations have been the difference in the ball game so far.
Yep.
We'll talk about it as we continue our coverage tonight, but North Douglas with all the momentum and a huge lead. The number 4 team in the state looking to shock Crosspoint Christian on the road. Let's see. They went with that pooch kick last time, did North Douglas. Maybe trying to limit the opportunity for any return at all for Crosspoint, but we'll see where they decide to go. Now up by 38 points. Whistle on the far side. Oh, I think the ball fell off its tee there. Well, we'll reset that. To kick off is Kyle Billou. He'll kick it down to the 30, It winds up out of bounds. Crosspoint Christian will take over with 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Crosspoint Christian 3 and out last time. They turned it over on downs before that as well. They turned it over on downs all 3 times on their possessions in this second half. Meantime, North Douglas had converted on all 4 of their possessions this half. First down and 10 for Crosspoint. They'll take it from their own 40. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. Junior Gonzalez in the backfield with Cody Sparks under center. Sparks going to look for the screen to Johnston. The throw too tall, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Incomplete pass intended for number 5, Trey Johnston. 2nd down.
Trey Johnston, the sophomore wide receiver, has been a primary target tonight for Cody Sparks. Just haven't been able to link up as they have throughout the season.
Yeah, just kind of took his eyes off that one and didn't catch it. Kind of turned up field a little bit too early.
Same formation coming out for Crosspoint. Looks like Alcantar also in the formation. This time it's a handoff to Gonzalez. Finds his way upfield for a gain of 7 for Junior Gonzalez.
He's a tough runner. I
He
mean, good for him. He, when he gets it, he just barrels ahead. He looks like he's gimpy a little bit right now, unfortunately, but still giving it his all.
He packs a punch. He's not very tall. He's only 5'5", but it's kind of the build you look for in a tough running back and a short yardage guy like Gonzalez has been. That time a gain of 6 though. And here's 3rd down coming up. We'll see if they get a playoff before the end of the third quarter, and they do. This is going to be a handoff and a first down for Crosspoint Christian, and a gain of about 8 yards to end the third quarter. On the carry that time for Crosspoint Christian was Isaac Root. They'll take that first down into the fourth quarter. They trail 44-6. The Geno's Cafe Game of the Week continues next on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KHEO and on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Fourth quarter action already underway at Crosspoint Christian School, and a first down run nets no yards for Crosspoint. It'll be 2nd and 10. Right now, the start of the fourth quarter, they trail North Douglas 44-6.
Yeah, when Crosspoint does that misdirection, it's not as smooth, and the running back is kind of hesitating on that second cut and giving the defense opportunity to catch up and close the hole up really quick. So they need to really work on that and get that a little bit smoother, and that'll work.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Crosspoint Christian. Sparks under center. And he's going to drop back to pass. Looking deep along the left sideline. Has Johnston incomplete near the 20. Just underthrew Johnston, who was wide open downfield. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, if he could have let him just a little bit further, that would have been a catch to and all the way into the end zone. But he did underthrow him, and the receiver tried to come back for it, but his momentum just took him too far.
Lining up for 3rd and 10. Crosspoint Christian have struggled on 3rd down tonight. They're 1 for 9 so far. Here we go. Sparks rolling out to the left, trying to look downfield, and that's incomplete. The intended target was Clayton Turnage. And 4th down looming for Crosspoint Christian.
Yeah, he had a receiver breaking open in the middle down the field, but he was rolling to his weak side, and he just couldn't get momentum behind it, so he had to jump it off and into double coverage, actually.
4th down and 10 for Crosspoint. 0 for 7 on such attempts in the game so far. Warriors up on the line. And now also a running clock situation. More than 35 points separate these teams in the second half, unless Crosspoint Christian can find a way to punch it in. But Cody Sparks is going to fumble on the sack at the 50. Regardless, it'll be North Douglas football at midfield.
Yeah, that was 4th down. You got to go do what you can, but he didn't even have time to set back there. Got hit, dropped the ball, and I believe North Douglas actually recovered the ball, but like I said, it didn't matter either way.
Be 1st and 10 at midfield for North Douglas. The second half started as a close affair. It was 12-6. North Douglas was in front. Since then, North Douglas has 4 unanswered touchdowns with 2-point conversions as well. They find themselves up 38 points with 9.5 to go in the ball game. Timeout is called. You see, was it Crosspoint's timeout?
Yes.
Okay, so Crosspoint has used up their 2nd timeout of this half. Want to remind you that tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Abby's Legendary Pizza and Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. And Todd, while we have time here in this timeout, you appeared on the morning show this morning on KLAD talking about officials recruitment. You guys got a basketball camp coming up this weekend. Tell us a little bit about it for people who are interested in officiating.
Yeah, so at Mount Shasta, Sunday at 4 o'clock. If you're interested in maybe becoming an official for basketball, we're starting to do some training there. And no experience necessary. We'll train you how to become one. It's critical to get more officials involved or more people involved in officiating because the numbers are starting to dwindle and games are going to get canceled if we don't get more officials.
First play from scrimmage for North Douglas on this possession. Marois on the misdirection, wrapped up for no gain on the play. 2nd down coming. And whether it's basketball you're interested in becoming an official or football or baseball, softball, we need it across the board. We've got a post on our website for mybasin.com if you're interested in basketball. But just generally speaking, you can visit osaa.org/officials for any sport you're interested in officiating because we need you. 2nd and 10 coming up for North Douglas. As some fans make their way to the exits here at Crosspoint Christian School, their team trailing by 38 points. And North Douglas with possession and a running clock, 8:45 and counting. This is going to be a handoff to Vaughn. Tries to find some room up the middle and does. He's taken it to the 30, to the 25, all alone to the house. And another touchdown and a 50-yard score for Hunter Vaughn makes this one 50-6.
So that run was a little different. He did break outside. There was containment, but then he had his head on a swivel. He saw lanes inside. He skipped once, skipped twice, and found it back, cut back lane, and then he was gone. That one he didn't get to 4th gear, though. I think he kept it in the 3rd to save a little gas.
So by my count, trying to tally this up here as North Douglas goes for 2 on this one. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and in for 2, 52-6 on just scoring drives alone, scoring plays alone, not counting other plays from scrimmage. Hunter Vaughn has 300 yards on just scoring plays tonight after that touchdown.
That's incredible.
52-6 the score. Crosspoint Christian trails. We'll be back as we continue your coverage of the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
On mybasin.com. Fourth quarter action continues. 52-6, North Douglas leads Crosspoint Christian. The last drive again ending in 8 points for North Douglas. A 50-yard touchdown score for Hunter Vaughn and a 2-point conversion. 52-6 our score. That is 42 unanswered points for North Douglas. This time kicking the ball well downfield near the 20. That's where Crosspoint will start their possession in their own territory.
The Warriors take over, 1st and 10.
So now it's time for a Crosspoint. I mean, now you're playing for pride. Now you got 7 minutes that's going to keep running, and the goal is how do we get a score in here? How do we get something very fair, something positive before you end this game?
Be 1st and 10. They take over from the 20. I believe this is their worst starting field position of the game so far. They've typically started right around the 40 or about midfield with these pooch kicks that North Douglas has given. But now, the furthest back, they've got 80 yards of field in front of them. An opportunity, like you said, to run the offense, try to end in points. A win likely, out of the question at this point, and so just trying to end in points.
Yep.
Sparks under center. It's a pitch. And going the other way, I think that's Holmes on the carry, and a nice gain near 7 yards.
Yeah, very nice cutback. Saw, the initial pitch. Hole wasn't there. He cut it back to the right-hand side.
Down and 4.
Got 6-7 yards.
It's actually Chris Kelly on the carry, the junior running back for Crosspoint. And a gain, like we said, of about 7 yards. And Coach Johnston getting the call into Cody Sparks on the near side. It'll be 2nd down and short for Crosspoint, taking their time getting up onto the football. As again, in a running clock scenario, working quickly, it won't make too much of a difference anyway. Here's the snap and a handoff. Kelly busts through the line, gets to the 40, now to the 50, wrapped up and taken down on the other side of midfield at the 40. Big gain on that play of about 25 yards, almost 30 yards on that carry.
Yeah, nice job. Really quick hitter up the middle there. And he got his speed up real quick and ran for, 30-plus.
5'9", 200 pounds, these stocky running backs for Crosspoint Christian. Kind of disguised behind the tall offensive line. He was able to bust through.
Yep.
You've got guys 6'4", a couple of those 6 foot that you're getting behind on the offensive line. You'll be 5'9" and sneak through there.
Yeah, most definitely.
1st and 10, Crosspoint Christian driving at the 40 in North Douglas territory. Here's another handoff going right, now through the middle, busting through to the 25. And on that carry was Root. Isaac Root, the freshman. He's 5'5", and again, a big carry for a 1st down for Crosspoint.
Yeah, getting some of these younger guys a chance to play, and they're showing their talent right now.
Crosspoint Christian, about 30 kids in the program this year, and about 8 or 9 of those being freshmen. Starting to get some of them in the game. Here's 1st and 10. This is another handoff to Root. Breaks the defender, gets to the 10. He's racing to the 5 and brought down. 1st and goal, Crosspoint Christian.
Like to see the never give up attitude that Crosspoint is showing right now. Let's pop one in.
First down, Crosspoint.
See for Crosspoint checking in, Isaiah Root, another freshman listed as a running back. 5'4", saw him jog onto the field. And it looks like we're also going to see Balin Kundle, the freshman quarterback, into the game as well as Cody Sparks. This night seems to be over here on the sideline. So freshman quarterback, freshman running back into the game. They're going to try to punch it in for 6 for Crosspoint. Here's a snap, dropping back to pass, looking end zone, incomplete. A pass from Kundle.
Pass for number 2, Balin Kundle.
Yeah, again, he didn't have time to really set up and put a little mustard behind that ball, and when you don't do that and step through your throw, they tend to be off a little bit, and that's what happened there.
3:10 and counting to go in the ball game. The score 52-6. North Douglas leads Crosspoint Christian. Again, even after an incomplete pass like that, once you're up by 35 points in Oregon, running clock situation. So Crosspoint just looking to find a touchdown as this game winds down with some of these underclassmen on the field. Here's 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line. This looks like it's going to be a pitch coming to the near side. Has blockers, has room, and has the touchdown. Crosspoint Christian in the end zone, and that was Isaac Root, the freshman, for 6.
Nice job running to the left side there, the wide side of the field, and just use the speed to get to the corner.
Root with his first score tonight from 5 yards out. Crosspoint Christian going to try to go for 2. And again, even after the touchdown, clock still running, 2 minutes and counting in the ball game. Here we go for Crosspoint. This looks to be a handoff to Root. They're letting him go all the way, and he is in. 2-point attempt is good for Crosspoint Christian. Giving the crowd some to cheer about. Still down 52-14, but a nice score there to bring that one back to the sideline. We'll step aside and wrap this one up for you in just a couple of minutes. Our Gino's Cafe Game of the Week continues next on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO and mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Well, this game effectively decided at this point, but Crosspoint Christian taking it in for a touchdown. They trail 52-14, but that drive, their longest of the game in terms of yardage. 80 yards in about 6 minutes. Took them 4 plays to get there, and they found pay dirt.
And I'll tell you, that wasn't an important drive for this game. That was an important drive for this program. You know, when you get your younger kids in there to be able to play a little bit and they show their talents and never give up attitude, that's what was really important about that drive.
Yeah, big ups to the freshman, number 34, Isaac Root. He was the one who found the end zone there, out there with quarterback. Balin Kundle was there. So having mostly freshmen out there to find the end zone, even if it's, North Douglas' second team as well. Eventually those guys are going to be playing each other at the varsity level.
Exactly.
And so important. You're exactly right. Trying to see if we got some subs in on defense for Crosspoint. I see number 15, Roy Lundberg. He's a freshman out there. Let's see, Isaac Root, the freshman, in on defense as well. I see Joel Kleinjan, another freshman, in on defense. Checking in Micah Langford, another freshman on defense for Crosspoint. And again, like we said, about a third of this program is freshmen right now for Crosspoint Christian. And so good to get some of these guys in the game, as we've said.
Yep.
Although they might only get 1 or 2 plays against, it's running clock and 45 seconds to go. But at least on the field, let's see. They got a man in motion, and a handoff goes up the middle. Still going as he was gang tackled about 8 yards downfield. On the carry for North Douglas.
Let's
Let's see, I believe that was 29 Easton Mast. He's a freshman as well, 5'9" for North Douglas, and that will likely be the ball game as the North Douglas Warriors take their ball to the sideline and they call game. The final score tonight is going to be 52-14. North Douglas coming in and showing some dominance here at Crosspoint Christian School. We'll be back to recap this game in just a few minutes, tell you what we've seen, take a look ahead, see if we can get some score updates out from Coos Bay as Henley on the road tonight as well. All that is coming up. The 52-14 final brings us to the post-game show next to the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on News Talk 1150 and 92.9 KAGO and mybasin.com.
At mybasin.com, bringing you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
Final score tonight from Crosspoint Christian School. The Warriors dropping this one against North Douglas 52-14. And really a tale of two halves tonight. After 24 minutes, North Douglas only up by 6 points. Then they go out and score 40 unanswered points in the third quarter, and that about sealed this one.
Yeah, you know, you come into this game, you see, stats on the paper, and you think there's a typo there maybe. And there's no way that this kid can be scoring 39 touchdowns in 7 games. And, wow, he is just extremely impressive. I think you could put him into a 11-man program and have the same results.
Yeah, 39 touchdowns entering the game. He's now at 46 after scoring 7 tonight. He scored from 92 yards out, 42. He returned a kickoff return for a touchdown, another 90-yard rush, 51 yards, and 50 yards. Roll of his scoring drives tonight. He is he's the real deal, no doubt about it.
He is. If I'm Crosspoint, though, I probably throw away the second half film. Don't even watch it.
Yeah.
You were very effective in the first half, containing them for the most part. You're going to be going into the playoffs, and you still have a very good team. I think your passing game could have been a little bit better tonight.
Well, I think that it was just a matter of connecting on the passing game.
Exactly.
The scheme was there. The guys were open. Just got to connect. It's a little bit cold out here, but that's not an excuse in football season.
No, yeah, it's there, and, these are the type of games you just kind of tip your hat and you go back and you work harder.
Yeah.
And that's what they need to do.
Not only the passing game was ineffective for Crosspoint tonight, they just couldn't get the job done on late downs either. As far as 3rd and 4th down conversions go, we can combine them. They were 1 for 17.
Yeah, they got the ball a couple times deep in their territory, in North Douglas territory, and couldn't take advantage of it. And that was just really the tale of the game.
Got some final scores from around the state as well, or at least around the Klamath Basin, but our final score here, 52-14. Got a score update from Mazama. Sounds like their game is done. They beat North Bend tonight 34-26, and Henley won their game as well tonight 49-21. And so setting it up for a Southside series next week for a league championship between Henley and Mazama. Always a great series, always a fun matchup. Henley won their first one in, almost 7 or 8 tries last year. Looking for a repeat next week. You can watch that game on mybasin.com. No other score updates from the other games going on in the area, but we know Bonanza was hosting Crane tonight. Chiloquin was at Prospect. Tule Lake playing Chester. Lost River at Rogue River. If you want to find updates from that game, check out mybasin.com tonight. Our sports director, Matt Bowling, does a great job of getting those scores up on our website. So if you're curious, that's how you can find it out online. Meantime, back here at Crosspoint Christian, North Douglas effectively claiming the league championship tonight, moving to 7-0 in league play, 8-0 overall. Crosspoint Christian, this ends their undefeated season, 6-1 in league play, 7-1 overall. Todd, like you said, this loss, it might hurt you a little bit tonight, but tomorrow, forget about it. You're still in the playoffs right now.
Exactly. You got to have a short memory in these type of games, and you're still in the playoffs. You're a very good team. You can score, and you're going to have better days ahead of you.
Let's see, taking a look at next week for Crosspoint Christian. Their game next week is going to be on the road against Chiloquin. For North Douglas, they finish the season next week against Glendale, and then it's time for the playoffs. Both of these teams have effectively already punched their ticket as the top 2 teams in the conference. Whoever finishes third will also get that bid as well. And as far as seeding purposes go, you're 2 as Crosspoint Christian. You lose to 4. You might not even drop outside the top 5, and you get a chance at a home playoff game as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, final score once again tonight, 52-14. North Douglas with the win. Want to thank everybody involved in tonight's broadcast. We'll start with both head coaches. J.J. Mast for North Douglas, working with us before the broadcast. He's also the athletic director at North Douglas High School. Big thanks to him. Hope his team has a safe trip back home. And, of course, Jim Johnston at Crosspoint Christian School, their head coach, and Dr. Tim Moore for getting us stats before the game as well. Big thanks to both of those men, as well as the athletic director here on site, Tony Bush at Crosspoint Christian School, making sure we had everything we needed tonight for a successful broadcast. Once again, the final score tonight, North Douglas 52, Crosspoint Christian 14. For my broadcast partner tonight, Todd Andrus, and Caitlin Rodriguez running camera tonight, good night from Crosspoint Christian in Klamath Falls.